For joining us. Just what went wrong here tonight against Rushall Olympic, a 3-0 defeat?
Yeah, I think you can look at the scoreline, and obviously, it doesn't look good, does it, losing 3-0 at home? But when you put some context behind it, we've done absolutely fine in the game. We've done absolutely fine in the game. We've created some really good opportunities in the first half. Hayden has the chance in the first few minutes. Started the game really on the front foot, really aggressive, as we'd asked. We knew it was going to be a tough ask. This group. With Rushall's team tonight that we played against, if anyone finishes above them this season, they're very likely to win the league. So, the reality is we find ourselves 1-0 down. Probably not quite aggressive enough in our own defensive third to stop the ball coming into the box, but I'd have to watch it back to kind of break it down in proper detail. And then the game impinges on a decision, which obviously, again, it's over the other side of the pitch, so I can't really comment other than the fact that Curly's absolutely adamant that he's not touched him, he's nowhere near him. Obviously, the reaction of you guys would suggest from up here, based on your body language right now, that it was exactly the same. And you're 2-0 down. So at that point, you've got an absolute mountain to climb. So, the third goal is obviously a really, really disappointing individual error. But that's the game in a nutshell. We weren't a million miles away. Yeah. We weren't a million miles away by any stretch of the imagination. I think people need to, realise that.
Yeah, absolutely. And we don't like talking about referees, but I think the penalty, it sums up his performance tonight. I don't want to get you fined about the league.
No. To be fair, listen, I make a pledge this season to not talk about them. So let's just move on. At the end of the day. Yeah. The quality of this level, we know where we're at with that. So, the fact that their players were laughing, their bench were laughing, no appeal was made. So quick to make a decision. Listen, let's move on.
Yeah. And Matty Fenton picked up a bit of a knock at the end. Is he all right?
Yeah, I've not seen him yet, to be fair, but he's a warrior. Going in for the challenge in the first instance kind of just typifies the type of character he is. But I'll check in, see how he's doing. Obviously, it was a heavy fall.
Yeah, Morpeth on Saturday here again. How do you prepare the lads going into Morpeth on Thursday night in training?
Yeah, well, listen, like we do for any game. At the end of the day, we've played 2 football matches, and we've had 2 defeats, and it hasn't been an ideal start. But at the end of the day, we can't kind of get too carried away and think that that this group of players aren't good enough. They've proven that they are, and again, we just have to remember the difference between the 2 sides. At the end of the day, these have been in the level above for the last couple of years. They turn up today on a big swanky coach, for an hour's journey. Let's just put some of that into context. We're worlds apart in terms of resource. So let's just remember that. And at the end of the day, we'll continue to do what we do, prepare right for every single game. We've got to make sure we retain positive body language, belief within the group, and we ought to try and get some points on the board on Saturday. Of course we have.
So just minor tweaks in training then on Thursday ahead of the big game.
Yeah, of course. Morpeth obviously didn't play tonight. It was their blank fixture. So again, they'll be looking to get off the mark themselves. So at the end of the day, we're in the same boat, and we'll attack the game positively in front of our own fans. Hopefully, they'll come out and support us, and that's really important that they get behind us. Because at the end of the day, we're in this together, and I understand that we need to make them cheer about things and shout about things, but we did enough in terms of the chance we created in the first half, certainly, to warrant that support.
Yeah, Josh, as always, thank you for your time.